are within 1/2 hour, we think, from dealing with the northern end of that eye wall here on Pensacola Beach and into Gulf Breeze. Rain continues to pick up, so does the wind. We'll give you a live report from 3 locations coming up.
And if it weren't bad enough that Ivan came in last year, this exact same area getting hit again with Dennis. I'm Jeff Morrow in Pensacola, and I'll have a live report and show you the conditions here in just a moment.
It's 1:30 as we continue our special storm alert coverage of Hurricane Dennis. I'm Heather Tesh.
And I'm Marshall C. So it has been a rocky time all along the Gulf Coast. We take you to this view at Gulf Breeze, Florida, as the angry waves of the Gulf of Mexico hit the shore and strong winds being reported. 67-mile-per-hour wind gust at Destin, Florida, already this morning.
And we're going to continue to monitor the system as it presses on shore. Again, you can see that landfall now is imminent.
As you look at that satellite picture, that's the visible satellite imagery with the center circulation that you see on this graphic nearing the shore. Just 19 miles the center of circulation is from Pensacola Beach, Florida. Tornado watch in effect. That has been expanded northward through Georgia and also in Alabama through very late tonight. Probably will be expanded from there into tomorrow morning as well. Heather?
And we have Weather Channel meteorologists that are fanned out along the Gulf Coast waiting for Dennis's arrival. Joining us live now from Gulf Breeze, Florida, just south of Pensacola, is storm tracker Jim Cantore. Jeff Morrow is in downtown Pensacola, and Mike Seidel is in Mobile, Alabama. And we're going to start here coming up with Jim Cantore.
Yeah, Heather, we're doing pretty good here as far as where I'm standing, but we're protected from the wind. That's why. Believe me. Let me show you. Eddie, go ahead and pan over here and show you some of these trees. You can see them blowing around big time, especially up over that rooftop where there's no protection. We're kind of in a hole here, too, so that is definitely helping us. But believe me, we're anticipating that wind to turn around and conditions to rapidly deteriorate here as we go on in time. Let's take a look at Sky Tracker radar, and I'll talk about why we expect those conditions to go downhill. If you'll notice the eye, of course, coming right toward us, wobbling a little bit to the north. We're going to deal with some part of this eye wall, whether it's northwest part or east part. That's still what we're talking about. But we're certainly, we think, within 5 to 10 miles of where the center is going to come ashore. And that outer part of that dark green there is where the outer edge of the eye wall is. That's where we're talking sustained hurricane force, which will gradually ramp up to over 100 as we go through probably about a 45-minute to hour period after that outer eye wall comes ashore. That is probably going to be in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So conditions will rapidly deteriorate here as we go on in time. Pictures, they look like this in and around Gulf Breeze. We have sporadic power outages and in some cases many power outages along the Highway 98 corridor. Obviously the bridges are closed here, and any tin roofs now starting to be pulled back by these winds 65, 70 miles an hour in gusts. They're only going to get stronger, and conditions are only going to go downhill. I'm a mile from the beach, 23 feet above sea level, ready to take shelter in a very, very sturdy building. 3 miles across the 3-mile bridge into Pensacola. That's it. He's 3 miles from me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's throw to Jeff Morrow and find out how the conditions vary, actually. Jeff, from Gulf Breeze to you, how different are they?
Not that much different, really, Jim. You wouldn't expect that over 3 miles. And we're kind of, like you are, a little bit sheltered in between some of the buildings, but those same buildings can kind of funnel the wind as well. And we're going to have to watch out for some very, very strong gusts here, as you mentioned, within the next half hour to maybe hour, hour and a half as that eye wall comes on shore. What I want to do is show you one of these buildings across the street here on Government Street. You can see some scaffolding up there. They're still, I think, doing some repairs from Ivan. A lot of windows perhaps blown out there and some problems there, and we're really watching that scaffolding very, very closely as the wind and the eye wall comes in. Some of that could come down and start flying around here. That's another area of debris. You have to kind of watch everything when you're out here. So far it's been mostly tree limbs, but that's going to get worse as that eye wall comes on shore. Just to reiterate, here in Escambia County, there are 10 shelters open, but folks, it's too late, I think, to head to the shelters now. You got to stay where you are. You don't want to be out on the streets here at the present time. There is a curfew going to be going into effect starting, I believe, at 8 p.m. this evening and going to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll keep you updated here. We expect conditions to get really bad in the next about hour to hour and a half. Heather and Marshall, let's get back to you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. You know, as Jeff just said there, you've got to stay put now, and some of you really are in imminent danger here along the coastal areas here, areas like in Eglin Air Force Base, Fort Walton Beach, Navarre, Pensacola. If you decided to stay put instead of evacuate, you are in extreme danger. The impacts are going to be widespread, though, beyond these areas, but the worst damage will be near the center of the system. And as you can see, landfall is imminent here over the next short period of time. We're going to be seeing it move inland.
Now, there are going to be other impacts as well as just along the Gulf Coast. Rain and wind will carry its way to the north, and we will see an impact in places like Birmingham, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, Montgomery, Alabama in line first with very heavy rain. We're talking 6 to 8 inches. Flooding is likely there. Flash flood watches are in effect for that region. Atlanta, heavy rain moves into your area as well. Severe thunderstorms a possibility beginning late tonight. Gusty winds, flooding a potential problem as well.
And remember, in Atlanta, too, Cindy already brought some heavy rain to the area, and you've already seen some of the outer bands from the system that has dropped quite a bit of rain in this area. So flooding is going to really be a problem here.
Who's next in line? Birmingham, heavy rain right through tomorrow, 5 to 8 inches of it too. Thunderstorms and gusty winds also in the forecast. And Memphis, you're in line next.
And again, look for some of that heavy rain by Monday, and we're going to continue to monitor the system. Again, landfall here now is imminent. Very strong winds buffeting the coast.
Center circulation now 19 miles from Pensacola Beach, bearing down on that region at 18 miles per hour, headed to the northwest.
We're going to have more on some of the inland impacts coming up with Greg Forbes, and he will be watching some of the areas that could be seeing some heavy rains as well as tornadoes.
And also a complete update coming up too from Dr. Steve Lyons, who is still here. He'll be watching this as the approach nears.
We've got much more ahead here as we continue our storm alert coverage.